Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this cardigan. It's very simple, it's just made of squares, it's super comfy, super practical, plus it looks really cool. So I'm really excited to show you how to do this. It took me about a week constantly crocheting to finish this one. So yeah, because it's such a big project and it took such a long time, I have a very strong sense of achievement. I'll give you the measurements of the cardigan. I'll explain later what kind of square you need, how many of each type of square, also how to arrange them and put them together. But before you decide what yarn you're gonna use and how much of it, you need to figure out the size of a square, especially the big one, because all the measurements are very closely based on the size of the big square. As you can see, the side length of the big square is also the sleeve width, and the side length times 2 equals the width of the cardigan, and times 2 again is the length of the cardigan, which is also the waist measurement. We will add a border in the end, so the waist measurement is gonna be just a little bit bigger than side length times 4. So the border is gonna add around 3.5 inches to the whole waist measurement, so you can choose to take that into consideration if you want. But my point is just that the side length of the big square is very important to the size of the cardigan. So when you decide how big you want your square to be, make sure when the cardigan is finished, it's gonna be your size. So to make this cardigan, it's just a matter of making squares, and each square measures 10.5 by 10.5 inches. In the video, you'll see me using different yarns, but I strongly recommend you use the same yarn because if you don't, as you can see, this one is a little bit thicker, so my square doesn't lay. It's not really flat. It's not perfect. So yeah, please use the same yarn. We're gonna start from the center of the square using the main color, which for me is black, but you can use any color you like. I'll be using a 4.5mm crochet hook for this project. So we're gonna start with a magic ring. This is just my way of doing it, but you can do it your way. So in this ring, we're gonna make the first double crochet. You can chain 2 here, but I'm gonna make it a little differently. It's just how I like to do it. So I'm gonna first, without chaining 1, in this ring, insert my hook and make a single crochet. And then you have 2 vertical loops here. I'm going to insert my hook in the second one, in the left one, pull yarn through, yarn over, and pull through the 2 loops. So this is my first double crochet, and it looks like 2 chain 2s together. And then in this ring, I'm going to make 2 more normal double crochets. So yarn over and insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then make 1 more double crochet. So now we have 3 double crochets here as a group. Chain 2. In the ring, make 3 more double crochets. Chain 2 again. 3 double crochets. chain 2, and 3 double crochets again. And then chain 2 one last time. Pull this end, pull this short end tight. And then insert your hook in the first double crochet. And then I'm going to change color here. I'm going to use the green yarn to pull through to make a slip stitch. Then I'm going to chain 1 to secure. So currently we are on the first double crochet. So I'm going to make my first double crochet here again, just like I did before. So here again, I'm not going to chain 2 as my first double crochet. I'm going to insert my hook in this stitch. Pull up a loop. And make a single crochet. Insert my hook in the left loop. Pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. And then in the next stitch, make a double crochet, next stitch, a double crochet. So we have 3 double crochets here, and we put 1 double crochet in each of them. Next, we have a chain 2 here. So whenever we see a chain 2, we're going to work 2 double crochets in it first. Then chain 2 and 2 double crochets again. So next we have 3 stitches again here. I'm going to put 1 double crochet in each of them. Next we have a chain 2 here again. So in this chain 2, work 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets again. Three double crochets here, so 1 double crochet in each stitch. Then we have a chain 2 here again. You know what to do. 3 double crochets again. So 1 double crochet in each of them. A chain 2 here. So put 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets again. And then you're going to slip stitch in the first stitch. The next round is still green, so I'm going to chain 1 to secure, and I'm going to work my first double crochet like before. First double crochet, and then in each stitch I'm going to work a double crochet, in the corner do the same. It's the same for every round. 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then 2 double crochets again. And next we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches. So 1 double crochet in each of them. And then we have a chain 2 again, so we're just going to do the same every time, like this one. And then in each stitch, we're going to work 1 double crochet in them. So I'm going to skip this part and see you around here. I have 2 stitches here, 1 double crochet in each of them. And then because the next round is still green, I'm gonna directly make a slip stitch in the first stitch. Chain 1 to secure. Insert hook in the same stitch. Make a single crochet. Insert hook in the left loop. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 as the first double crochet, and then I'm going to work the next round in the same way. Double crochet in each stitch, and in every chain 2 work 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets again. So go ahead and finish round 4. I'm finishing my last stitch of this round. And then I'm going to change color again. I'm going to tie these 2 together. And then I'll fasten off later, but for now I'm just going to cut this yarn. And I'm still going to insert my hook in the first stitch. And then I'm going to use the black yarn to pull through. Don't forget to chain 1, pull tight, and then you can start the first stitch of the next round. So insert my hook in the first stitch, make my first double crochet, and then you're just gonna keep doing the same thing for every round to make the square bigger. And now you also know how to change color between rounds, so you should be able to continue with the square. So far we've done 1 round black and 3 rounds green. So after that, you're gonna do 2 rounds black, 3 rounds green, and finish it with 1 round black. And after you finish last stitch, just make a slip stitch in the first stitch and then fasten off. So this is how we make the main big square, and we're gonna need 23 of this. And then you're gonna go ahead and make 4 of this small square. So to make a small square, you're gonna do the same as you would a big square, but you're gonna stop here. So that is 1 round black, 3 rounds green, and then you're gonna do 1 more round of black. And then we're gonna use 3 big squares for the hood, 10 big and 2 small squares for the front panel, and the same for the back panel. So you're gonna sew these squares together, which I will show you in the next part of the video. You're just gonna sew everything together normally. You know, the sides of the cardigan, underarm, and all the squares in one panel. The only thing that's a little different for this cardigan is at the shoulder seam. We are only gonna sew half of the edge together like this. Next, I'm going to show you how to join 2 squares together. So you're going to take your yarn and measure about twice the edge length. Then you're going to hold your pieces together like this. We have a chain 2 here. I'm going to attach my yarn in the left chain and the back piece as well. Tie a few knots. And then I'm going to go in the next stitch of the back panel in the front loop. And then in the corresponding stitch of the front panel in the back loop, like this. And then the next stitch, front loop, corresponding stitch, back loop. So it's kind of like lacing your shoe here. Back loop, After a few stitches, you can just pull it tight. And then when you get to the end, you're just going to do that a few more times in the last stitch. And then you can decide to fasten off here or do it later. For the hood, we're going to need 3 big squares. So you're going to join them like this, fold it in half. And sew up this edge. So when you open it up, it's a hood. So later, when you've finished the main part of the cardigan, you can join them together. So far, we've been joining the big square to another big square. Next, I'm going to show you how to join a big square to a small one, which is how we join the sleeve to the cuff. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do these two together, and then these two, and these sides at last. So size-wise, this is like 2, 2, 1. You know what I mean? Like this. So for every stitch there, I'm going to join it with 2 stitches here. So I'm going to attach my yarn. I'm going to leave my yarn a little longer this time, so when I finish this side, I can go directly to the other side. So again, I'm going to attach the yarn in the first chain. So it's still the same method, but we're just gonna match 2 stitches with 1 stitch on the other side. So number 1 on this side, and then the first stitch on this side. Now I'm going to go back to the same stitch, the next stitch, move on to the next match, 1 stitch on the small square, back to the same stitch, the second stitch on the big square, and then just keep doing that. So when you finish one side, you can directly start the other one. So when you finish attaching the cuff to the sleeve, you can go ahead and sew up the side. And then the sleeve is done. The final touch is the border. I think I'm just gonna do 3 rows of double crochets here. So I actually did 4 rows in total. Row 1 is just normal double crochets, 1 double crochet in each stitch. Row 2 is a back post double crochet row. I will show you how to do that in the next part. And the last 2 rows, regular double crochets again. And just do 1 double crochet in each stitch for every row. So basically what I'm gonna do is attach my yarn at the center of the back. This is the back of the cardigan, and I'm gonna attach at the center here, like attach it like this, and then I'm gonna chain 2, start double crocheting, and if you keep going like this, just go around the whole border at the front, including the edge of the hoodie. Eventually, you're gonna come back here. That's 1 row complete. And then I'm just gonna make a slip stitch in the first stitch, chain 2 again, and start the next row. And then when you're at the corner here, you're gonna do the same. So you're gonna do double crochets all the way here, and then in the chain 2, you're gonna do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then 2 double crochets again. And then just keep doing double crochets in another direction. And then when you finish all of that, you are done.